We listen and we don't judge. So long, Champagne. Bye-bye, French fry. À tout à l'heure, McDonald. Our late night rendezvous are a thing of the past. Don't call. Do not text. For the number you have dialed has been disconnected. Ladies, today we are going to be talking about food and healthy swaps that I'm making to satiate my appetite throughout my weight loss journey. I'm talking sugar, spice, and everything nice for girls with versatile palates that need a little refining. But before I take you on this culinary adventure, I want to let you in on a little secret. There's this app that I've been using, and it's completely changed the way that I approach grocery shopping, and it's called Yuka. I love this app because it helps me understand if the choices that I'm making are good or bad in real time. So here's how it works. While I'm shopping, I use the app to scan any product that I'm a little bit unsure about, and it gives me a health score based on the ingredients in that product. The score is also color-coded based on what range the product falls in. So it's green if it ranges from good to excellent. If it's okay, it'll show up as orange, and if it's poor or bad, it'll show up as red. One time when I was in the airport traveling for work, I decided to scan something that I thought would be healthy. It said it had 9 grams of protein, and so I was like, oh, this is really exciting. Let me just scan it to see. And that thing ended up being bad, like poor, glaring red. So it really does help me think twice about what I'm putting into my body. That day, I just put that thing back and walked away. It also provides a detailed view and breakdown of the ingredients within that product. And it includes potential concerns like any additives that are in there, and even shares explanations on what those things might be linked to. But my favorite part about this app is that it provides alternatives. So if something that you scan shows up as bad or in the poor range, it gives you a full list of different alternatives that you can take advantage of instead. So if you haven't used this app already, I highly recommend that you ladies try it out. And I'm really excited to share that everything that I'm going to be talking about today is in the good or excellent range on the app. Okay, so now that that's covered, let's get into today's topic. If you watched my last video, you know that I've decided to give up alcohol. I know. Now, liquor is something that I can give up, no problem. But champagne, I love me a good glass of champagne. And it was actually my drink of choice when I was on my journey to lowering my A1C. And if you want to know a little bit more about that journey of mine and how I reversed prediabetes, you can check out my video where I talk all about that journey. But I digress. No champagne for Charmaine. And the reason why I'm making this decision is because your body can't burn fat while it's processing alcohol. And I have quite a little bit of fat to burn. So what's a girl to do without her moe? Glad you asked. Here are the beverages that I'll be consuming outside of water for weight loss. When I'm craving something fizzy and sweet, Olipop is my go-to. It's a healthy prebiotic soda made of plant fiber to promote gut health, and it only includes about 2 to 5 grams of sugar per can. For reference, there are about 39 grams of sugar in a can of Coke, so this is a big difference. Olipop has 18 different flavors, so you really can't get bored, and it really tastes lovely when it's cold or over ice. Now, when it's time to kick things up a notch, or if I'm invited to a social gathering, my go-to is going to be toast, because we don't show up to functions empty-handed. Toast is the closest thing to a sparkling wine or champagne that I'll get on this journey, and I absolutely love the flavor of their rosé. An 8-ounce glass runs you about 40 calories and 9 grams of sugar. It's also gluten-free. And if you don't want to run the risk of overdoing it by buying an entire bottle, like if you're home alone, you can reach for one of their single serve cans or bottles. And last but not least, let's say that I'm at a work dinner or a social gathering and I can't bring something on my own. My go-to order is a seltzer water with lemon and lime. It's super refreshing and it gives the illusion that you're drinking even though you're not, so people won't bother you. I personally love keeping seltzer around the house, like this bottle of San Pellegrino. so that I can make this for myself when I'm eating meals or if I'm just thirsty throughout the day, and you can even add mint to it to kick things up a notch. Okay, so now that we've covered beverages, let's move on to sweet treats. We listen and we don't judge. I'm not a diehard dessert fan, but I do love a McFlurry, y'all. And I know it's not conducive for weight loss. So what am I doing to replace that? I've come up with my own little treat, and we can call it the Charm Flurry. For this decadent dish, I use Nunos yogurt. And this is a Greek yogurt that is unlike any other Greek yogurt that I've tasted. It's creamy, it's thick, and it's packed with 18 grams of protein, 5 grams of sugar, and billions of probiotics per serving. Perfect for weight loss and gut health. The vanilla flavor is a vibe, but it does have 14 grams of sugar, so I do tend to reach for the original instead. Okay, so now that we've got our yogurt together, we're gonna toss in some blueberries for a flavorful burst of antioxidants and nutrients. And we're gonna top it all off with Whole Foods dark chocolate and red berry granola. If we use 1/4 cup, that's only 13 grams of sugar. And if you're feeling fancy, you can drizzle some honey on top for some extra oomph. And I promise you, with this sweet treat in hand, you won't even be thinking about a McFlurry. It tastes so good. So good. And if I don't have time to make this on my own, instead, I'll just reach for a Chobani flip. I love the almond cocoa loco and cookie dough flavors. And last but not least, in the dessert department, I really love Talenti's raspberry gelato. It is so delicious, and it really makes me feel like I am back in Italy living my best life. So if I'm in the mood for something a little lighter, I'll reach for that. Okay, now that we've covered desserts, it's time for my favorite flavor profile, savory. Welcome to my domain, your resident salty queen. Just kidding, y'all. But on a serious note, what's a girl to do if she wants to stuff her face with a salty bag of chips? When I scanned all the well-known chip brands on the Yuka app, they were all coming back in the poor or bad range. Like, my phone was glaring red. So I knew that I had to figure something else out. And here's what I came up with. Olives. Olives really are an amazing way to satisfy those savory urges. And they offer numerous benefits for brain, heart, and bone health. I like to throw them into my lunch or dinner bowls, but sometimes I even eat them on their own. Second is canned fish. Canned fish from Trader Joe's, like the smoked trout and calamari, are my absolute favorite. On a piece of toasted sourdough bread, chef's kiss. Okay, and for my chip alternative, going back to my Caribbean roots, I actually scanned a bag of lamb's tostones, which are plantain chips, and they came back in the good range. The screen was green. So what I like to do is I'll take some olives or canned fish or calamari or even capers and assemble them on these like little tostones, and I like to call them my little ceviche bites. Sometimes if I'm feeling a little extra, I'll put a little guacamole on there, and it really satisfies that urge that I have to knock out a bag of salty chips, and it tastes better, honestly. Okay, and now let's talk about when I'm on the go. For moments when I'm on the go and I desperately need something to eat, there's only 3 places that I'm going. That's Kava, Chopped, and Sweet Green. Sweet Green being the best out of the 3, Kava being the one where I need to watch myself a little bit. I like that these eateries have calories in plain sight to take the guesswork out of what you want to order, and I genuinely enjoy their food. I just make sure to go light on the carbs and the dressings whenever I'm ordering from those restaurants. Which brings me to my next point, sauces. Sauces tend to hold a lot of extra calories, fat, and seed oils that can really throw you off your game. So to keep it simple, I stick to 2 for the most part. Graza's olive oil and Trader Joe's vegan dill. And the great thing about olive oil is that you can add salt, pepper, garlic powder, anything you really want to season it up and make it perfect for your particular taste. And that's pretty much it, ladies. These are the healthy alternatives that I'll be taking advantage of to keep my diet interesting throughout my weight loss journey. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments so that I can respond. And as always, stay fabulous, ladies.